Okay, this is a video for the Canpur CP622B. Before I proceed, let's make a few things clear. Number one, I think that this is the best earphone that you can buy in the hobby right now. That's my opinion. Let's talk about things that I think would be generally acceptable by the community. When you get to the level of items like the Storm, the Grand Maestro, the Pearl, the Multiverse, the RN6, we're gilding the lily. There are slight differences, but they're all excellent sets. Some of them fit certain libraries a little bit better than others. Then there's the variable of listening ability that we have because of our jobs, because of our age. There's lots of variables going on, but I think we could all agree in general that a lot of items that exist in the upper tier, the money trees level, there's not a lot of difference. They're all really good in their own ways, but they're not radically different in their quality. They're all of high quality. Would we agree on that? I think that's a fair statement to put out front right at the beginning. That's my opinion, and I think others would agree with that. Before we continue, let's never forget the music, because it is really the main thing that kind of puts us all together. Let me drop this and move this to the side. This is something that I'll capture and I'll put up for you very briefly. If you're familiar with my channel, you know. These are the review tracks that I use all the time. I have OCD and I also have Asperger's. You can't see that stuff by looking at me, but if you observe my behavior for a period of time, it becomes quite clear. These are tracks that I always use. These are the instruments that are being focused on, and then on the right side is about where that would start. Let me give you some quick examples. Black Sabbath Sweet Leaf. I'm listening to drums and basses, the bass solo at 2 minute 36 seconds to 3 minute 10 seconds. This is for you to understand and to follow me. When I make a claim and it sounds like dubious, overstated, you can go and listen for yourself. Let's jump into the mids. Soundgarden Spoon Man. I'm listening to the spoons at 56 seconds to 1:04. That portion. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to 3:28. The Spoons by Roger Leroy Wenzel. Let's shout him out. And Chris Cornell also comes in at that point. The spoons and the vocals. Those are in the mids. Neil Young and The Damage Done. Vocals and guitar. Intro to about 36 seconds. End of the first verse. Now let's go into treble. Aerosmith, No More, No More, cymbal and vocals. Cymbal strikes at 7 seconds, 13 seconds. And probably every 6 seconds beyond that. For a while, the cymbal strikes repeat, and No More, No More. And I listen to those things. There's also OCD things. The beep of Michael Jackson. The finger snaps in Violent Femmes' Blister in the Sun. Freebird, Crowd, One More From the Road, Triangulation. Ronnie Van Zant's on the mic. There's Crowd on the left and Crowd on the right. It gives a kind of a sense of pseudo depth in a realm where IEMs are essentially earplugs, and it's hard to get a sense of actual space, but because of the interesting positioning in this track, you can get a sense of depth, which is rare and I think is overstated, but in this track I can catch it. The gate announcement on Pink Floyd, One More, On the Run, actually. Get your passports for Rome, etc., etc. How long you can catch that before it gets spliced into the next part is related to resolution. The finger slide on D by Randy Rhoads' Blizzard of Oz can sound like you're in the room with the person, or you can just barely pick it up. The cough from Wish You Were Here by David Gilmour. All of these I have to explain to you because these are what I listen to when I say something's great at treble or it's not good. I cite things with a border, but this is really what I always listen to. So I'm going to go ahead and move from that. The first thing I want to point out now is something that you can, I will share this file with you. Let me go ahead and play this right here. Now I'm playing it. Hopefully this doesn't ding me. I just want to show you something. Ooh, that's a massive hit. This is at about 42 hertz right here. This is a recording, so I can't go live with it. I want to go back to about 5 or 6 days ago. I put the Canpur on my list for the best sets of 2023. It wasn't number one, but I said, The absolute apex of the hobby as of December 2023, nothing gets back as much sheer detail and authenticity as this set. Can become too intense at high volume, low listening is fine due to drivability and detail retrieval. That was 6 days ago. From 6 days ago today, two things have happened. One is I actually lined up the Storm and the Camper to be outputting at the same level, at 77 dB at exactly 440 hertz, and at exactly 77 dB. So any differences, because they do graph quite similar, but they don't really sound the same. To put them on a level playing field, do that. So I did that. That's one thing that I did. The other thing that I did is I took some files from a USB stick that I use for my boom boxes, because I love hip hop. You see Tupac over there. I love my hip hop, and I build or modify boom boxes with large car audio drivers. So I love that tactile slam that you get in your body. You do as well, whether you are bass head or not. If you go to a Broadway play with a part orchestra, if you go to a full orchestra, the power of the sound will travel through your body. The force of instruments that have a lot of low frequency, especially in like a half shell, like in Boston, the Esplanade. There's lots of places like that where the power of an orchestra travels through your body. It's the same stimulation that a bass head gets with a good car audio system. It's combining sound with feeling in your body, which is like getting the whole package. I'm bringing that up because when I did this, I thought the Camper is the most resolving set that I've got when I'm listening to stuff. I didn't have any idea, nor did I mention anything about bass at that time. When I play this track, this set vibrates in my ear. It touches and vibrates on the inside of my ear, and I can provide this to you again in a link and maybe on Hi-Fi Guides, because I don't want to bother my channel, but I will share this specific exact version of this file with you. Okay, that was a very bad edit. Sorry about that. Using non-GoPro batteries with a GoPro is bad, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'm going to do a full video, and I'm going to compare it with a couple sets, probably with the Storm and a couple other high-end sets that I have and I highly enjoy and hold in high regard. Before you leave, let's leave with the music. My library has AC/DC. My library has Alice in Chains. My library has Bob Marley. My library has Cheap Trick. My library has Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Foreigner, Ice Cube, Joe Walsh, Kendrick Lamar, Kiss, Little Feat, Meatloaf, Metallica, Pink Floyd. Most of these are the full discography. Got some Public Enemy, got some Scarface, got Stevie Ray Vaughan, Stone Temple, we'll leave it right here, Stone Temple Pilots, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Tears for Fears, Supertramp. If you have a musical library like mine, I think that this is the best set that you can get, and look forward to the full review. I will go ahead and say right now that I think you ought to grab it. It's a very good set. It's my favorite. And I'll get into drill down specific detail in a video in the future. But